Okay, hey everybody. Um, I haven't posted in a while just because I'm finding that you guys don't want me to keep futzing around trying to find code and stuff. So I learned a little bit, and then we're gonna try to enact it a little. So I moved on from the desktop app for the scheduler, and I'm moving to a web app. So we're actually creating a web page, and so this has been a whole learning experience, which is partially why I didn't want to bore you with trying to figure this stuff out. But learned some cool things about web pages or creating a web app. One is I can create several pages, and I can pull from a specific set of properties. So so the way things I've created is have I done constants? No, constants are there. All right, I haven't learned constants yet, so I have no idea what that is. But you open this app, it does a few things. It creates the mySQL connection. I created this Boolean logic here to say, in this case, is the user an admin, and I'll explain that in a moment. And then I grab the user player ID, or the primary key for that person's who's logging in, and then their first name, just so I can grab it real quick, and I don't have to do a call just to get someone's first name. Okay, so let's talk about the project for a second. This is the improv troupe that I work for in San Diego, nationalcomedy.com. It's a great show, not just because I'm in it, but I'm only in it once a month. We got a great cast. We do shows Friday and Saturday night. That's the main show at 7:30 and 9:45. Go out and see that. And then we do some specialty shows, long form, genre type, and then student shows on Thursdays and Sundays. Nationalcomedy.com, that's the ad for now. Okay, but what I've done is I'm creating an app, and I'll explain it just for a second. We do 4 shows every weekend, 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday. And the thing is that it's hard casting these shows because we need to know who's available on what days. People have different availabilities that, you can't tell someone, hey, be here every Friday and Saturday night. We all have lives, we have families that we need to maintain, which is why I only perform once a month. So what I've created before a web app that says, okay, here's all the shows coming up, and then here's sorry, I'm going to open this up just so I'm going to use this to grab code. Here's all the shows that are coming up. I log in as a player. I say, here's the shows I'm available to perform in, and then at a specific moment during the month, the owner or the scheduler goes in. He can look at every single show and say and go over the list and say, oh, here's who's performing on such and such a night. And then here's who's performing on such and such a night, and then what am I saying? And then cast a show that way, because we need at least 7 people per show. We need house staff, and so on. So I'm creating this web application, and there are 2 types of people that enter in. There's the players and there's the admins. Admins are able to add people to the app. They're able to create shows, cast shows, things like that. Players, on the other hand, they only need to say what their availability is, see who's performing in the shows that they'll be in, and then also if they need to get phone numbers and emails of the players who do that. So I've gone a little bit further here I've created a couple pages just to see if I understand how things work, and so let's talk briefly about how web apps work. The thing that I discovered was sessions. Sessions allow me to create properties and methods that work across the entire app. So I can create a page, and in that page I'll always be connected to the database, and then I can always check, like there's certain pages I don't want. There's certain features I don't want to show up because the person's not an admin. For example, no one needs to know how shows are created or added to the system, or how to add people or how to edit people. So that's being done at the admin level. So when you go in and say I'm an admin, then certain features appear. In this case, they don't. The other thing is I can create several pages, and then so in this case, this is a login page. This is the opening dashboard, which I'm playing around with. And then there's a directory which we created in the first one to show you certain things. So let's run it, and we'll show you how it works. My default on this computer browser is Microsoft Edge, just to be different. So I may switch back to Chrome, which I use a lot. But here we go. We're logging in, and it's going to pull up Edge. Okay. And it goes to my local web server, whatever that happens to be. There's a lot of talk about, the deploying it, but I'm going to worry about that when I get there. Okay, so I enter my username, password. It goes into the player database, grabs my name. Off-site or off the page is my player ID. Grabs my first name, puts it in the welcome there. And then I have these two buttons, web buttons. One's the home, which will take you to, I call this the dashboard, and then the directory. In this case, it brings me to the directory. What I have not done is, what I should do at some point is say, is to have this show up if you're an admin, but if not, so this allows me to change things. So I'm going to update. Let's just, for kicks and giggles, we'll change his phone number, and there we go. Where is it? Did that work? Well, it didn't work. I wonder if I even wrote the code for that. I may not have written the code for updates, but I thought I did. But there's certain things. I did add people, so I clear form, so I can add a person. Let's I'm trying to think of a person I can add. I'll do Steve. So 4 1 2 3 9 8 7 6 sh@mail.com and oh man. And I can insert, and he's right there. Okay, so, and then what I've done is, if you double click to edit, fills in the forms, turns that into edit, and then I can reset the password. So far, Steve's password is different, and so that's as far as I've gone. I didn't put. Okay, so I'll show you one thing real quick. And that is the Web Toolbar. So let's play around with that. Shut that off. Okay, so I'm going to add the home button here. Web Toolbar is not the easiest thing to work with, but I'm going to add a button. So Toolbar home button. So we'll say home, and I create an icon. In this case, I actually have to create my own icons. So I just pulled this off the internet, free royalty-free icons, and I'm going to use that to create a thing here. Okay, and then I got to reorder it so home comes first, and now I got to code it, and I only have to code this so that so let's do that. So we're going to, let me see, event handler, so event of controls, button action. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do, so this is a little different. This, you create the web bar, and then you have to program the web bar. So let's do toolbar. header. That's a really bad name, and I can work on that later. But let's do this. So let's do an event. In this case, it's a button action. And what you have to do is you have to identify the button and then give it an action, and you can do it in a select case. So in this case, we're going to do select case item name. Thanks, Dropbox. Item name. Okay. So case toolbar home button, and then so when you click the button, so basically it's gonna go down, it's gonna look for the name of the button. When you hit the name of the button, you want to basically go to dashboard, so .show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this dashboard page show. And then we'll end select. Oops. End select. There we go. So simple as that. So let's run it. Beep, 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 beep. All right. I like to center that so it's not all the way over there, but right now. Okay. So in this case, this home button doesn't do anything because I haven't programmed it. You know what I should do is I should put a white transparent background on those. Okay. Live and learn. Okay. So this gets me back here. This gets me there. We just successfully created a button. Ta-da! Okay. All right. So let me check the update. So if I want to make an update, so we go to the directory. Let's go to the directory page, and then it's this button here that becomes the update button. So let's see if I've even put. Okay. So it's clear I've only done one of two things. Let me see. So I did the code for the insert. Now I just haven't done the code for the update. So let's do that. We'll create another. Okay. So here we go. So okay, and just to kind of go over the code here. If session admin user equals true, then this function won't work unless you are a admin. So else if me dot caption equals update, then okay, and then basically I'm gonna do all this. So I'm gonna use the same thing here. So SQL user update equals okay, and then let me grab my update code here. Are you an Evernote user? I'm an Evernote user. Okay, so let's look up SQL update editing record. Okay, so update set email sorry, just looking for a second. Okay, here, this is a little more spread out. So you actually have to you update the player, set it where first name first equals, and then whatever the value is, and then all right. So let's do this. So update update TBL player. Oops. We're going to set, and then we go with the first name. Okay, let me grab okay, so here's my SQL table, and then there's my field names. So we'll kind of go that way. Okay. Okay, so set. Let's go with first name first. So set name first. Name first. Equal apostrophe there. Okay. And now we're gonna add the field. So SQL user update equals SQL user update plus, and then we gotta get the field name, so it's user first name field dot text. Okay, and then I'm gonna do something just so we could test this. User update equals, I'm going to go ahead and add the where code. So parenthesis or quote where player ID equals oh, I don't need an apostrophe there since I'm using an integer. Okay, and then SQL plus, and then where am I keeping? So right here, user player ID label. In this case, it's the caption. Okay, so actually I should do string dot user player label dot caption. Is that right? Player label should be caption. Oh, text dot. Okay, so it is text. All right. There we go. And then we're going to run it. So I'll just copy that. All right, so right now, if everything works, the user player ID. I just want to make sure I'm using the right. Okay. So this should work where, oops, all right. Okay, so maybe it's just else. There's no if. Okay, and then else. Okay, maybe I need to put this down there. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it should work. Okay, so if is missing an end if. Okay. There you go. All right. So there's a syntax error there that I can talk about, but we're just showing it works right now. So I'll go back. I'll go back and show you what went wrong. Oops, this is another app I built. Okay, so let's talk about what went. Well, I guess I can't do that until I'm done with this. So. Okay, so I should be able to change a first name. So let's do that. Let's go call it Steven. update, and look, everybody's name is changed to Steven. So that didn't work. Really? Where player ID equals interesting. So why would it do all of them? User player ID label. Did I even put it there? Did I even put the value in there? Okay, so if so let's take a look. It should have. So if I do the list box and double click it, oh, you know what it is? Because just trying to get this to work, okay. So okay, so let's see if this works. All right, so I never put in the player ID. And that's text. Okay, so I learned that that's text. So let's see if that works. All right. See, this is where I ran into problems. There's more with this name. Okay, am I doing it right? Player ID. Player ID value. So why does that not work? See, okay, so I established the, so I wonder if it's coming in as, okay, so let's try bringing it in as a string. All right, let's see if that works. Huh. All right. Thanks. Okay. All right, and let's see if that works. Okay, there we go. I got it. So now, so now I got to change all these names back to their real name. So I could take care of that later. Okay. So we got to work. So basically, things I'm learning. So when you go to your record set, I guess it all comes in as strings. So I should be able to eliminate that since it's already coming as a string. It should that should work. But everything comes in a string. It doesn't come in as an integer. It doesn't come in as, you know, whatever your record set is. You take it as a string and you convert it to whoever you need it to come in as. All right. Okay, so let's try it again. Okay. Yes, this is Casey. I'll update that. Yep, there we go. All right. All right. So, all right, so we got that. So roll app. So this one should be string as well. Okay, now what I'm doing is if it's a 1, then okay. So now we're going to do, there's a checkbox. I'll show you. There's a checkbox here, and it should check or uncheck based on whether it's a, whether the admin value is, or role app value is a 1 or 2. In this case, a 1. So let's, okay, so I come here, look, okay, so my admin value has been changed. Let me change that, update. Okay, so my name's back as well. So if I do Sharon here, you'll see that she's not an admin, she has a value of 2. So that's not selected, all right? You'll also see that, you know, okay, we'll talk about that later. I don't need to explain everything I come across. All right. All right, so let's, okay, so let's finish our update. Our update code. Okay, so I'm going to copy. Okay, so I don't need to copy yet. I will in a moment. User update, we're going to do last name. Oops. Oops. Okay, so quotation, quote, it's a comma, and then the name of the field. So name, whoops, name last. Okay, so I'm setting up the column name, and now I need to insert the value. And then it's user last name field dot text. Okay, so now I should be able to change the first and the last name. So let's give it a shot. I won't do this after every field. I'm just going to do it here. All right. Let me see. This is Chris. And I'm going to change his last name to his real last name. All right. And update. There you go. First and last name. Okay. So just so I'm not boring you, we'll just power through all of them, and I'm going to copy, let's see, copy this to, is that right? I'm going to copy, why don't I know what I want to copy? All right, we'll copy that. Actually, I want to copy it to here. Okay, so let's put the next one, email. So email equals, in this case, user email field dot text. All right, let's do phone. Let's see. Okay, so it's phone contact equals user phone field dot text. All right, what else do we have? First name, last name, username. Okay, so I'm gonna just we'll get into yeah, there's a whole lot. Okay, so username. Let's just do it. Okay. So username equals username field dot text. All right. All right. So okay. I'm trying to think about, okay, so I'm trying to figure out, so we have this admin button. I should be able to change a person's admin status. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's run it and make sure at least the easy stuff is working. Okay. Okay, so in this case, I want to change. This should be, well, let's see. Let's do this one. So this is Gary Kramer. I'm going to change it to 619-555-1212 gk@mail.com. Okay, and then let's update it. Make sure everything's been done. So Gary Kramer, got that, got that. Okay. So with the exception of the, I'm gonna make sure everything. So so far everything's right. Okay. So now we want to do what happens when you click that admin, and it should be easy because unbeknownst to me, let's see. Okay. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So, okay, so now we're going to do something, make sure to see. Okay, so I need to create a new if statement. And it's going to check whether there's a value, whether that box has been selected. Okay, so let's see, did I do this right? Okay, so here we go. So in this case, it's role app ID. It's the role you have in the app. And now I got to create an if statement within the within here. So if user admin value, if user admin checkbox dot value. So if it's been checked, this is how. So if it's been checked, that means there's a value. Then okay. Okay, then I'm just going to reset the variable I created earlier. So then user admin value equals 1, and else user admin value equals 2. And we're going to make these strings. Okay. And if. Okay. And then we're going to put this one here. So go to user admin value. Okay. All right. Now this is worthy of testing, so let's test it. So we put a string within our flow here, which I get nervous about, but you know, you just got to do it. So we're going to focus on okay, so I really at some point should try to log into someone else. Okay. All right, so let's some of these people don't. So in this case, this is okay. This is okay. I'm not going to do someone different. So in this case, Tom here has a is not an admin. So I'm going to deselect, and so Tom here should now have a 2 in the admin column, like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to fix this. This is okay. So in a daily, okay, got it. All right. Is that all I want to do here? So I did that. So basically we've got, did I get everything? The password reset. Okay, I'm going to deal with the password reset another time. I mean, should I? Let's see. No, because I want to deal with email at that point. So when we get to email, I'll fix that. Okay. The reality is this whole thing should not show up if... okay. We're going to deal with dealing with different types of users at another point. So I'm going to end it here, but we're going to restart soon. Because we're basically, this is a nice chapter break. So I'll be back in a moment.